go up to that knoll. Many people often wonder why bears don't fish at Brooks Camp in the Brooks River in late July and throughout the month of August. Well, this is why. Right behind me here is just a very small stream flowing off of Dumpling Mountain, and there are probably a few dozen salmon schooling right out here in the mouth. And they're all eventually going to swim upstream, and it's kind of amazing to watch them do this. And this is a pretty easy spot for some bears to fish. So when you're thinking about where the bears go at Brooks Camp at this time of the year, well, they're going to places just like this. There are hundreds of streams throughout Katmai National Park where salmon are accessible to bears at this time of the year. And one of those places is just right behind me here, kind of right now.
And this is where Divot disappeared.
Yes, yeah. So it's kind of an amazing sight. We're kind of hoping that she shows up on the shoreline where we can follow her. That's, you know, it's a long shot, but that's our hope that she'll come out, and then we can maybe tranquilize her right on the beach, where our line of sight is better than not, because we're not going to be able to find her in the forest.
We're currently trying to get the other folks that were out here helping us to come back. They had already left and headed back into camp, so we're trying to get them called back. We're also trying to get the park airplane in the air to help spot, because as you saw from earlier as we were going through the woods, it's really dense, impenetrable almost forest up there. And
hey, we were just about
I'll turn around like this so maybe you can see the mountain and everything. So we're gonna anchor offshore here, or park someplace where maybe she'll walk by us, and the goal is to shoot her in the rump. And theoretically, when you shoot them in the rump, they keep moving the direction they're going, and then the tranquilizer begins to take effect. And what the tranquilizer does is it begins to affect their hindquarters first, which will slow them down, and eventually they just sort of sit down, and then and may drag a little bit with their front paws, and then eventually they lay down. But it may take about 5 minutes or so if we are able to do this. It's still a real long shot, because we have to make sure that we're positioned right. We have to be fairly close, and you know, everything has to really be just right in order for us to successfully do this. And of course, our intent is to keep her on the beach. If she decides to run up the hill, that's going to present problems for us. Or if she decides to run into the lake, that presents a bit of a problem. But we have some contingency plans for what to do if she does end up down in the lake. And if we have the plane overhead, that will be our contingency if she runs up in the forest, because it might be easier for the plane to keep track of her. She does still have her cub with her. There are no plans to do anything with the cub other than you know, listen for it, especially if she disappears into the forest. The cub may be bawling and running around making some noise, and that might be a cue for us as to where she is if she actually does disappear up into the hills. So we're back ashore here. A little bit of beach behind me. Grant is down here. Grant is the biologist who's going to do the darting. He's down preparing a dart as we speak. It's really quiet right now as we don't spook her. Can't see her coming. This is funny, because normally this is a bear we wouldn't worry about spooking, but this is such a big deal this time that I think all of us are a little worried that she may head up into the trees. She's definitely hoofing it. Cub caught a fish and is out eating it. We have not seen it. Hopefully she'll just take a quick detour up the salmon stream and come back down to the beach again.
That would be perfect, thank you.
So we've got them in the mouth of the creek, and you can see dashing around trying to get the salmon that are there in that incredibly shallow water that is right at the mouth of it.
503404.
503.
Grant says we're just going to hang out here, see if she comes back. He said you could go ahead and go do what you were doing since she seems to be going upriver.
Copy that. And up in here at night, we're making a low flyby just upstream above her.
She was at yesterday, more or less, and I think we'll use the same tactic we used yesterday, which is to look for her on the beach or from the beach, and then maybe occasionally make some sweeps up in the forest to try to force her out if she's up there taking a nap. I don't currently see her, but the boat that scouted the area and found her this morning is out parked in the same spot we were yesterday.
So basically, yeah, the dart itself is just a hollow barrel. It's threaded on either end, and what's sitting in here, there's just a little plunger. And it's got a hollow spot in the middle, and this is an internal charge that sits there. So this is power fired. So then we'll put the tail on right here, and it just screws in. Then we would fill the drug right in the top here, and once we're full, put our needle on. This is actually a slightly shorter needle than we actually use for the bears because we have to get through their hair and hide and everything. So in any case, so then obviously this will go into the projector. What happens is when this dart hits the animal, it comes in, this flat surface stops. There's a little spring and an anvil in that internal charge that I showed you. So that goes forward, it fires the powder, which causes force this way, which sends that plunger forward, and so it basically, under power, injects the drug through the end of the tip of the needle. So it's a nice system, and it's really mechanically quite simple. Just take this one apart. I'll show you the projector itself. Lots and lots of different systems. This is an old Palmer system. Again, mechanically simple. It's easy to fix in the field. So your dart's going to go in first. It's going to sit right about here, and we have an adapter that goes in. This is a 32 gauge, but it's modified for these 22 blanks, and so this goes in after the dart. And so what will happen is when the pin hits this, we'll get our power discharged, and that force sends the dart forward. So that's pretty much it. But lots of variations out there. You can get powder-fired systems. You can get CO2-powered systems, and there's advantages to all of them, and there's some limitations with all of them.
Hey, bear.
Who disappeared?
Nice spot. boat out. Just come watch her as close as we can.
422, come on in so you can keep an eye on her.
Starting to get that.
So we did get a dart in her. I think you can see it. And now
Come to that boat, please.
you guys have to come back. And she's got to run. It should take 5 minutes or so for her to drop it.
She's already drunk.
Fill this one. The faster boat the haul last one gets already just flop the lake here.
What's the thing you need to haul? How fast they get it to her. 422, come on in full speed.
Slow down.
You can see she's really stumbling, drunk. And the cub is staying with
I
her.
want to get close enough so I can hop up if I can.
Right over here.
Yeah, or even just right behind her. So I think she's gonna stay
So
put.
you can see her hindquarters are going down. Very controlled. It's not like it's
So yeah, we can kind of just ease in now. It's good.
panic or anything. We're just going to ease in
Chad,
behind
ease
her.
in.
And you see the cub is still with her. And she's definitely sitting down now, laying down.
So now we'll just once we get on shore, we'll just wait.
So this is good that we've got she's immobilized. She did not end up in the water. She did not end up in the woods or in the creek. And you can see the cub is just staying near her. And so we're gonna, here in a couple minutes, offload and go up there
We're
with
gonna
her.
wait a few minutes before we get out.
Sounds good.
But so far so good on this.
You can get out on the other side of the boat and anchor up real quick. I don't think she can see me over.
Eat right on the beach like you were hoping for, and
Yeah, I just there's a lot of uncontrolled environment between the water and the trees and the stream. So this went. If she wasn't if she wasn't compromised because of the snare on her neck, there's no way we would have done it here. But
yep.
it was worth the risk here.
And cub.
The cub's just right there next to her.
Oh yeah, I see the cub.
Hey, buddy. Go on, bud.
Speaker.
Hey, bud.
It's okay.
It's all good. Ugly.
Deep, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some gloves on and we'll get that. Jesus, let's see how.
Oh, poor baby.
It's all infected. You hear the smell, so. Let me change my Leatherman, see if I can lift it enough that we actually get
Okay,
to that. Your Leatherman? Yeah, I've got
he's
it.
got it. Oh, I'll do it. Poor baby.
Listen, yeah, we'll get some good pictures of this. As you can see, it's.
Oh, poor. It's pretty bad. So, we have some.
I got a bunch of betadine.
Okay.
So it's ugly. There's a good chance it's gonna be okay. But
Yeah.
What would you say the depth was on it?
yeah, we'll do some measurements, but it's got to be a good.
Good inch.
I was gonna say 3 centimeters, maybe more.
Okay.
So we'll roll her over to get the dart out, and we'll treat the other side.
Okay. Oh, it's my shadow.
Yep, so this way, so you don't get back legs. I'm glad we got her, but I'm even more glad now that I see her.
Yeah.
We'll finish this up before we go.
Okay. All right, what do you want to do next?
Since we've got her, we'll go ahead and we'll get blood. I thought I'd give her one tattoo, just so if she shows up, it'd be nice to know, gets harvested someplace. We'll do that. It's pretty messy, so we'll do that last thing. So let me,
I'd like to get hair. Do we have anything to put it in?
Yeah,
Yep,
I do.
you'll
I've
send
got
a
a
kit.
whole blood kit. So, blood?
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if I clear a little patch? You prefer that I don't on her? I don't have to do it. I can take blood without it, so no problem.
There's someplace where we can see it.
You want it someplace you can see?
Yeah.
It'd be easy to identify her later. I mean, that's
Yeah.
going to be easy. But
Well, so what it is the cephalic lays right here, so usually we just clear a little spot to take blood. But, I mean, visitors are going to see it. But, I mean, you're going to be telling her
It's- it's
We're
story.
going to be
story.
telling her
Yeah.
story, so let's do it.
Okay.
What do you need me to help you with?
You want to use maybe Leatherman or slides and just pull? Or actually, Michael, this is for you, so why don't you pull a big old clump of hair off her back? You guys be sure and touch her and get pictures and do all that kind of stuff.
You said we are allowed to touch her?
Yeah.
Totally, yeah, as much as you want.
I would like to. I want to take a nap.
You want me
I would put my head on her
to while
chest.
you're doing it? I'm assuming I was in pictures.
Stop and did you touch feet or do anything yet?
Behind you, so I have to
The feet, I mean, they feel to me just like a dog's pads. They're, they're stiff, but there's some softness to them too, and she does smell of fish.
Wow. Very glad we were able to get here.
Is that her or a bag?
That was
That's
her.
her. It's totally normal. It's a good thing.
It's a very good thing.
Other people.
I'm gonna keep them there. Get a shot of that.
I felt them before, but
So one of the things we always think about when we got it very down and looking at this stuff is we really don't need to, they don't want sun in their eyes. So we're always thinking about the sun and keeping them nice and dry.
Flies. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, if you want to
I just want to get a shot of that.
I'm so used to black bears and they
Just doing
have
a blood
ticks and
sample
all
right
kinds of
now.
crap all over them.
If you see any parasites, you left them grab them.
Trying to keep the sun off of her eyes and flies out of there. As we do the blood sample, hair sample while we've got her down, so we can do the DNA work.
I don't see any parasites on this side.
Another place to look is in the ears, sometimes they're
I checked the ear. Just the one. But
Yeah, that's okay.
I didn't feel any parasites anywhere.
yeah, no, she looks like she's in pretty good shape overall, other than that.
That's the big thing.
Yeah. It's been on there longer than I thought.
It's really deep.
I think I'll tattoo her. We'll put some more betadine on her, and we'll kind of do our measurements and stuff like that.
We're pretty close.
So we are just about done with the work that we need to do with her. We've gotten her wound treated with some antibiotic, well, some betadine to clean it out, and getting ready to tattoo. And that's Grant, the biologist that did the tranquilizing, examining her foot.
It's called, they shed their pads every year, so sometimes you'll see it and they're kind of half sloughed off. It's just kind of a neat thing. You see them.
Yeah, you can see
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you can see like right, almost like right, kind of the depth of the heel. Closet pretty good.
on your way again, Mike?
She's a beautiful bear.
Yeah.
And here's the cub. It just popped out over here. And that's the cub's keeping that distance, which is...
With 854, does that work? Is that good for you?
That would be great. Divot.
Divot. It just keeps
here's our
making,
cub.
making the semicircle around us.
It's okay, baby.
It's okay.
It's okay. Okay, great.
I always miss them. That's true. I always miss them. Here comes again, Grant. You know, you might just walk her up a little bit just so she doesn't get
Yeah.
Come on.
She'll stay close by.
Coming down right above us here. Hey.
Hey.
Go on. Hey. Hey.
So the cub keeps semi-circling around us and coming back and getting a little bit closer each time. So we're going to try to discourage it from getting too close. It's, you know, we always call them a cub, and they look so tiny and adorable next to their mothers. But if this were a dog in your neighborhood, you might be frightened by it. It's still a good-sized animal.
Everything's probably from the pound.
And a little bit of blood stain that you see there is the point where the tranquilizer dart entered her. And so there's a little bit of bleeding around the rim there. And Grant is getting ready to do the tattooing so that she has a permanent ID on her. And that's mostly, you know, we don't do capture work here, but it's if she turns up someplace else, then biologists would know that she was a tattooed animal.
So just for the audience, the tattoo is going to be green. She's going to get some green on her fur, so if we see her in camp, she'll have a green marking where the tattoo was placed.
Will that be permanent?
No.
Not the ink on the fur, but the tattoo.
Yeah. You're getting a good shot of the tattooing. Yes. Because I'm not from here. You can shot all those. It's tattooed inside her lip.
You kind of see it there, guys. Oh, wait, that's cool.
Yep. No, she looks pretty bad at all.
And so there's the green on her fur that you can see Sherry was talking about. So she'll have like a green milk mustache for part of the summer.
Oh my goodness.
4 to 6 hours before she actually gets up and walks off. The other stuff's going to start within an hour.
Okay.
You know, so and it just starts from the front back. And so the biggest thing we want to do is we want to get her in a spot where if she starts moving around, and she's still pretty drunk, she won't like roll or flop into the water. So we'll want her, you know, like, facing away from this tree. And we'll see what's up there. We might even want to put her, you know, with this many people, we can get her up there. But that's the ideal thing, and especially like if we put her like behind this alder up here, it's really hard for her to. She's got to get up and actually walk before she gets away from that. So it's a pretty safe place. It's right where we left her. It's pretty cool with the cubs. The other thing to think about is we might want to spot. You can kind of see her from the boat.
Yep, we'll be
Two.
spotting.
Yeah. There's a real fine line between when it's okay to go help her and when it's not. At some point, she's a little bit on on her own, but if she starts kind of flopping and getting down here, maybe just coming up close is enough to motivate her to move back a little bit. So yeah, I'd say yeah, Sherry, let's go ahead and drain that on there, and we can roll it over.
All right, so I sprayed this, but you want to roll it over
Yeah,
so I
let's
can
roll it
get.
one more time.
There's nothing on this.
It just kind of runs out, but it's help.
Before we move her, would it be inappropriate to get a picture with her?
Not at all.
Okay.
No, it's totally cool with me. So.
The cub's back behind us about 15 yards.
You want to be respectful.
Yeah, no, it's
Not stress her out any more than we already are.
she's at this point she's totally out, and
We're stressing the cub out more than we're stressing her out.
yeah. Maybe we'll go ahead and gather the stuff up and get everything we need just out of here, and we'll figure out where to put her just so we don't forget anything. But,
And what we're going to do now is we're going to remove her from the beach and put her up into the forest, a short distance here, so that she has a comfortable place to wake up, and maybe she won't roll down into the water, and then we'll let the cub come back.
You want to do that?
I'll do the
Switch? Okay.
What's the best way to get a hold of her?
You know, actually, so like lower down. So what happens is you're losing a ton of height here.
Right.
So just kind of, and the thing
Under
is,
the armpit.
and like you,
Okay.
you can grab her skin and
Okay.
she'll be totally fine.
Okay.
One,
Baby.
2. So we're actually going. I'm sorry, guys. Right.
We need more hands to
Maybe
get up
everyone
the hill.
but Roy. Roy can. And maybe you don't film the fact that like 19 of us can't actually kind of move her 6 feet.
I like that.
Watch this on the boat and let the cub come back to her. You are welcome. We appreciate the help. Ooh.
Fellow
Yeah,
bodybuilder.
I just really don't want her to roll down this
Yeah.
way.
So we've got her in a nice little shaded area here just off the beach, and putting some rocks there so that she doesn't accidentally roll off and back down to the water if she starts to twitch or do anything. All right, so there she is right behind me, and we will retreat to the boats and
It's still on the wildcat.
just keep checking in on here. We'll be out here for another 3 hours or so until we see her get up and move around.
It's about 2 hours after she was tranquilized. She definitely has her head up. She's loading it up. We're just moving nearby, just in case she goes to the water, puts her head under, we can make sure that she doesn't drown. Coming up on about 2.5 hours after. At this stage, she looks like a very, very drunk bear, and since she is, she got a really heavy dose of tranquilizers. Really see the ring around her neck from where the wire snare was. Walk into the water. It's definitely at a stage where we can't help her. She'd be too dangerous. She'd probably be able to injure us.